You may have noticed something that is difficult to explain, yet impossible to ignore. With you, a man softens. His voice slows. His attention deepens. He listens not only to your words, but to the pauses between them. And yet, with other women, he seems distant, distracted, almost unreachable, as if something in him shuts down. This difference is not coincidence, and it is not manipulation. It is not about effort, seduction, or strategy. It begins inside you. There is a quiet inner posture you carry, an emotional position that cannot be copied because it is not performed. It is inhabited. When a man encounters you, something in his nervous system recognizes safety without submission, warmth without demand, depth without pressure. And that combination disarms him. As Carl Jung observed, the unconscious responds long before the conscious mind forms an opinion. A man does not decide to become attentive with you. He finds himself becoming so. You are not chasing his presence, and this is precisely why he offers it. You are not pulling emotional energy from him, and this is why it flows toward you. Other women may lean forward, trying to be seen. You remain seated in yourself, and that changes the dynamic entirely. A man becomes soft with you because he senses that you are not asking him to fill an emptiness. You are already whole. Your attention is selective. Your warmth is real, but not indiscriminate. He feels that if he steps closer, he must arrive fully, not halfway, not performatively, not temporarily. With women who unconsciously seek validation, he stays distant because distance protects him from responsibility. With you, distance feels like loss. This is not about superiority. It is about emotional gravity. You hold a calm authority over your inner world. You do not over-explain your feelings. You do not rush to smooth discomfort. You allow silence to exist, and silence, when inhabited by self-trust, becomes magnetic. In Jung's view, when a person is rooted in their inner center, they activate the archetype of the self in others. And the self demands truth, presence, maturity. That is why a man unconsciously rises with you and regresses elsewhere. What you hold inside is not expectation, but orientation. You are oriented toward truth rather than reassurance, toward resonance rather than approval. And so, with you, a man does not feel evaluated. He feels seen, not consumed, but invited. This is only the beginning. Because once you understand what lies within you, you will never again wonder why the same man shows up so differently, depending on who stands in front of him. A man does not become attentive because you demand clarity. He becomes attentive because something in you does not chase certainty. With you, he senses that his presence is a choice, not a requirement. And this subtle distinction changes everything. When a woman needs attention to feel grounded, a man feels pressure, even if she never voices it. Pressure activates resistance. Distance becomes his way of preserving autonomy. But with you, autonomy is not threatened. You are emotionally available without being emotionally dependent. Your interest does not dissolve your center. You can care deeply without losing your axis. And this is rare. Most people confuse openness with self-abandonment. You do not. As Jung would say, what is not integrated becomes compulsive. Many women unconsciously push for closeness because they're trying to regulate their own uncertainty. You do not use a man as an emotional stabilizer. And because of that, he does not feel used. He feels respected. That is why he becomes gentle. Gentleness is not weakness. It is what emerges when a man does not need to defend himself. With other women, he may feel evaluated, needed, or emotionally cornered, even subtly. He pulls away to protect his sense of self. With you, there is no trap, no emotional debt accumulating in the background, no unspoken contract that says, if I give you this, I must give you more. You allow him to arrive slowly. And paradoxically, this is what makes him arrive fully. Your inner state says, I am here, but I am not waiting. That message is felt, not heard. You do not overfunction emotionally. You do not manage his moods. You do not rush to fill gaps in communication. You allow him to experience the natural consequences of his presence or absence. And this activates something ancient in him: responsibility. Responsibility is erotic to the psyche when it is chosen freely. This is why he becomes more thoughtful with you, why he notices details, why he adjusts his behavior without being asked. He senses that with you, he is not performing for approval. He is participating in a real encounter. And real encounters require attention. You hold emotional boundaries that are quiet but firm. You do not announce them. You embody them. Your calm is not passive, it is contained power. And a man instinctively knows. Careless behavior will not survive here. Not because you punish, but because you do not pursue what diminishes you. This is the difference you carry. And once you recognize it consciously, you will stop mistaking softness for luck and start understanding it as a natural response to who you are becoming. We will go deeper. There is something inside you that does not ask to be chosen. And this is precisely why a man chooses you differently. You carry an inner stillness, not silence born of fear, but quiet born of self-contact. You are not rushing toward emotional outcomes. You are not trying to secure a future, lock in feelings, or stabilize uncertainty. You allow things to reveal themselves. And this patience is not passive, it is perceptive. A man feels this immediately. With other women, he may sense urgency beneath warmth, a subtle emotional hunger disguised as care. Even when unspoken, the psyche detects it. And instinctively, he pulls back, not because the woman lacks value, but because her inner world is leaning on him for balance. With you, there is no leaning. You stand in yourself. As Carl Jung explained, when a person is not anchored in their inner center, they seek completion through others. But when the center is intact, relationships become encounters, not compensations. This is the difference you embody. You do not confuse connection with fusion. You do not dissolve into proximity. You do not lose clarity when desire appears. This makes you emotionally legible and emotionally contained at the same time, a rare psychological combination. He senses that closeness with you will not cost him himself. And because of that, he relaxes. Softness emerges where defense is unnecessary. You also hold something else: emotional integrity. Your reactions are proportionate. You do not dramatize uncertainty, but you also do not numb yourself. You feel without flooding. You express without unloading. And this emotional economy creates trust at a subconscious level. A man becomes attentive where he feels his attention matters. With other women, attention may feel consumed, absorbed, expected. With you, attention feels received. And what is received is offered again, willingly. You are not trying to prove depth. You are living it. That is why he listens differently. Why he remembers what you say. Why he senses when something shifts inside you, even before you name it. You are congruent. Your inner world and outer behavior speak the same language. Jung would say this alignment reduces projection. With you, a man cannot easily project fantasies or illusions. He encounters reality. And reality, when it is calm and self-possessed, invites maturity. This is why immature men may fade, and why grounded men soften. You are not doing anything to him. You are simply no longer abandoning yourself. And that, more than beauty, charm, or effort, is what creates the difference. We are just beginning to uncover it. A man becomes soft with you because, in your presence, he does not have to perform masculinity. He does not have to dominate, impress, withdraw, or maintain control. And this is rare. With many women, a man stays emotionally armored, not because he wants distance, but because closeness feels conditional. He senses expectations he must live up to, roles he must maintain, outcomes he must guarantee. Even affection can feel like a test. But with you, something inside him exhales. You are not watching him to see if he fails. You are not measuring his gestures for reassurance. You are not collecting proof of interest. You are present, not vigilant. and presence dissolves defenses faster than desire ever could. You do not punish vulnerability. You do not reward strength theatrically. You do not react dramatically when he reveals uncertainty. Your nervous system stays regulated, and this teaches his nervous system that it is safe to soften. This is not kindness learned from books. It is emotional maturity lived through experience. You do not rush to fix him. You do not interrupt his process. You allow him to feel seen without being corrected, understood without being dissected. And because of that, he dares to show parts of himself he keeps hidden elsewhere. With other women, he may sense that softness will cost him authority. With you, softness deepens connection. You also carry a quiet discernment. You notice shifts without confronting them prematurely. You allow space for truth to surface instead of forcing it into words. This makes him more honest, because honesty is not demanded, it is invited. Your boundaries are not walls. They are contours. He feels them not as restriction, but as structure. And structure allows relaxation. Chaos demands vigilance. With you, there is no emotional chaos. This is why he becomes attentive. Attention is the natural response to safety mixed with depth. He does not fear being consumed. He does not fear being judged. He does not fear being exposed prematurely. He can arrive as he is and grow from there. And here is the part most women never realize. A man is most capable of devotion when he is not defending himself. You do not tame him. You do not train him. You do not reshape him. You create a space where he chooses to show up differently. And once a man experiences this kind of emotional safety, real, grounded, non-demanding, he cannot unfeel the contrast. This is why he is gentle with you, and why he remains distant elsewhere. At the core of this dynamic is something most people never name: your inner position. You are not relating to men from the place of, how do I keep him? You are relating from the place of, how do I remain myself? And that difference is felt instantly. A man becomes soft with you because you are not negotiating your worth through behavior. You are not adjusting your emotional temperature to match his. You do not become warmer to prevent distance, nor colder to provoke pursuit. You stay internally consistent, and consistency creates trust. With other women, he may feel that closeness requires constant calibration. Say the right thing. Text at the right time. Regulate her emotions. Avoid triggering disappointment. Over time, this feels heavy. Distance becomes relief. With you, there is no emotional management required. You do not outsource your stability. Your mood does not rise and fall with his availability. Your sense of self does not shrink in moments of uncertainty. You allow ambiguity without collapsing into it. This is why he becomes attentive. Attention flows toward what feels grounded. As Carl Jung wrote, individuation begins when a person stops living from adaptation alone and starts living from inner truth. You are no longer adapting yourself to be chosen, and paradoxically, this is what makes you chosen freely. You also hold emotional pacing. You do not rush intimacy before it has roots. You allow attraction to unfold instead of demanding proof. This pacing signals self-respect at a level words cannot reach. A man senses that with you, intimacy is not taken. It is earned through presence. You do not reward inconsistency with extra warmth. You do not punish it with drama. You simply do not move closer. This quiet self-regulation is what many confuse with mystery. But it is not mystery, it is alignment. Your inner world and your actions are not at odds. That is why he becomes more thoughtful, more careful, more real. Because with you, there is something at stake. Not your approval, but your availability. And availability, when it is not guaranteed, awakens respect. You are not withholding. You are not testing. You are simply no longer abandoning yourself to keep someone near. And once a man encounters a woman who stays rooted while relating, who does not disappear into desire, he cannot help but respond differently. This is the quiet power you carry, and we are not done uncovering it. One of the most striking things about your presence is this: you rarely need to ask for better behavior, and that unsettles people. With other women, A man may be reminded, corrected, emotionally coached. He is told what hurts, what's missing, what should change. And even when the message is fair, something in him resists, because change under pressure feels like loss of autonomy. With you, change happens quietly. Not because you are tolerant of less, but because you do not stay engaged where less is offered. You do not threaten. You do not explain endlessly. You do not negotiate basic presence. You simply adjust your proximity. And this is where the shift occurs. A man becomes attentive with you because he senses that access to you is responsive to truth, not promises. When he shows up sincerely, you are there. When he withdraws, you do not chase him into absence. This creates a clear psychological feedback loop, one that teaches without instruction. As Carl Jung would describe it, the psyche learns through experience, not argument. You are not teaching him with words. You are allowing reality to speak. This makes your presence consequential. With other women, he may feel that no matter how inconsistent he is, the emotional door remains open. Warmth continues. Access remains unchanged. And so, there is no inner movement. Why change what costs nothing? With you, inconsistency creates distance, not as punishment, but as truth. And truth awakens awareness. He begins to notice himself. He reflects. He recalibrates, not to please you, but because he feels the risk of losing resonance. You do not dramatize your standards. You live them. And lived standards are far more powerful than declared ones. They cannot be debated. They can only be met or not. This is why he becomes softer. Softness is what emerges when a man feels that care is mutual, not extracted. When effort is meaningful. When attention is not demanded, but matters. You give him the dignity of choice, and with that dignity comes responsibility. That is the difference you hold. You are not the woman who makes a man better by pushing him. You are the woman who makes him want to be better, because being careless now has real emotional consequences. And once a man feels this kind of clarity, he cannot return to numbness with you. This is the part few are willing to look at honestly. A man is not distant with other women because they lack beauty, intelligence, or value. He is distant because something in the dynamic activates his shadow. With many women, he unconsciously feels pulled into a role he does not want to inhabit. The rescuer, the regulator, the source of certainty, the emotional anchor. Even when unspoken, this expectation presses on him, and the psyche reacts defensively. Distance becomes self-protection. As Carl Jung explained, the shadow emerges wherever a person feels forced into an identity that is not fully theirs. With women who unconsciously seek completion through him, a man feels his freedom narrowing. His energy contracts. With you, the shadow is not provoked. You are not relating to him as a solution. You are not turning him into meaning. You are not asking him to regulate your inner world. So he does not need to disappear. Other women may confuse emotional intensity with intimacy. They offer depth too quickly, vulnerability without containment, closeness without grounding. This overwhelms the psyche. What overwhelms cannot be held, it must be avoided. You are different. Your depth is steady, not flooding. Your openness has structure. Your vulnerability does not demand caretaking. This makes him curious rather than cautious. You also do not collapse when he pulls back slightly. You do not panic, pursue, or internalize his moods. And this is crucial. A man senses when his emotional movement controls a woman, and when it doesn't. With other women, his withdrawal may create anxiety, and anxiety feeds pursuit. Pursuit feeds avoidance. The cycle continues. With you, there is no cycle. You allow space without abandoning connection. And this teaches him something rare. Closeness does not mean entrapment. So he stays. He becomes attentive not because you are perfect, but because with you, he can remain himself without losing you or being consumed by you. This is the quiet difference you carry. And once a man experiences a woman who does not bind him through need, but connects through wholeness, his nervous system remembers it. That is why softness appears with you. and distance elsewhere. We are nearing the core. At a certain point, it stops being about behavior at all. It becomes about who you are being while nothing is happening. A man becomes soft and attentive with you because your inner world is not reactive. You do not live in anticipation nor in defense. You are not bracing for loss nor strategizing for closeness. You are here, and being here, fully, calmly, without inner noise, is what most people never learn to do. With other women, he may feel watched, interpreted, assessed, even loved, but through tension, through hope, through fear of abandonment. And even when affection is sincere, the emotional field feels unstable. With you, it is quiet. Quiet does not mean empty. Quiet means grounded. You are not trying to extract certainty from him. You are not trying to stabilize the future. You are not asking him, silently or directly, to prove that you matter. And because of this, he experiences something deeply regulating: freedom without disconnection. This is why his body relaxes around you, why his tone changes, why his gestures slow down. He does not feel rushed into definition. He does not feel trapped by implication. He does not feel that one misstep will cost him emotional chaos. And so, his attention becomes natural rather than strategic. As Carl Jung would say, when a person is individuated, they no longer relate through fear, they relate through presence. You are not seeking completion. You are offering encounter. An encounter requires awareness. That is why he notices you more, why he remembers small details, why he senses shifts in you before they are spoken. He is not distracted by managing emotional consequences. His energy is free to perceive. With other women, his distance is not cruelty, it is overload. With you, his attentiveness is not effort, it is response. You hold something rare, inner permission to let things unfold without forcing meaning onto them. You do not grip. You do not hover. You do not collapse into uncertainty. And this makes you feel like a place he can rest, without disappearing inside. This is the deepest reason for the difference. He becomes soft with you not because you asked for softness, but because nothing in you demands armor. And once a man experiences this level of emotional clarity, he does not forget it. One part remains. What creates the difference is not what you do. It is what you no longer surrender. You do not hand over your inner authority to be chosen. You do not abandon your rhythm to secure attachment. You do not shrink, rush, or overextend to keep connection alive. And this changes the emotional hierarchy immediately. A man becomes soft with you because he senses that you are not available at the cost of yourself. With other women, he may feel unconsciously elevated, placed at the center, made responsible for meaning, comfort, reassurance. That elevation is intoxicating at first, but heavy over time. What begins as desire turns into pressure. With you, there is no pedestal. You meet eye to eye. As Carl Jung taught, power that is not integrated seeks domination or submission, but integrated power creates equality. You are not competing for dominance, and you are not offering submission. You are standing in yourself, and this forces him to stand in himself too. That is why he becomes attentive. Attention is required where there is equality, where presence matters, where no one is disappearing to keep the bond intact. You do not confuse patience with tolerance. You do not confuse understanding with self-erasure. You understand deeply and still choose yourself. This combination is what makes your presence unmistakable. A man feels that with you. There is no room for laziness, no room for half-states, no room for emotional shortcuts. Not because you demand more, but because you are more. You hold your life as something whole, not as something waiting to be completed. And this sends a powerful, silent message. If you come closer, you must come as you are, not as an idea, not as a promise. Some men cannot meet this. They fade. Others soften, because they finally feel permission to be real. This is why the same man can feel cold elsewhere and attentive with you. You activate different layers of his psyche, not the defensive one, not the performative one, but the responsible, grounded, present one. And once that layer awakens, it cannot be undone. One final part remains, and it brings everything together. The truth is simpler and deeper than it first appears. A man becomes soft and attentive with you because you do not meet him from lack. You meet him from presence. You are not trying to be chosen. You are choosing whether to stay. You are not auditioning for love. You are living from self-respect. You are not holding on. You are standing still. And stillness, when it is conscious, is power. With you, a man feels that love is not a transaction. It is not something he earns through charm nor avoids through distance. It is something that emerges when two inner worlds meet without distortion. And that realization changes him. As Carl Jung said, the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. You are not trying to transform him, but your wholeness does. That is why he slows down with you. Why he listens more carefully. Why his defenses soften without being dismantled. You are not asking him to be different. You are giving him the space to be real. With other women, he may feel the pull to perform, to withdraw, to manage expectations, to escape pressure he cannot name. With you, there is no pressure, only clarity. And clarity demands presence. This is what you hold inside. Not mystery, not strategy, not superiority, but an inner alignment that says, I will not abandon myself to be loved. And once a man senses this, something irreversible happens. He understands that your presence is not guaranteed, not because you are distant, but because you are whole. And what is whole is never taken for granted. This is why he becomes gentle with you. Why his attention feels intentional. Why his energy organizes itself differently in your presence. You are not creating the difference. You are the difference. And once you recognize this, you will never again wonder why the same man can feel cold with others and unmistakably present with you.